can't hear you. Are you having a great time? Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, that's the kind of energy you need for this band that's coming up. Audience members, give a round of applause to Bad September.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Take it away, Mr. Guitar. Oh yeah, that's
If
right.
you're able.
Everyone who is able, since
Bad
it is a
the Bad
holiday,
September.
please rise for the anthem.
The anthem.
Our anthem. Looked on the gathered crowd, now 3,000 strong. With heavy heart, his voice rang loud as he sang this lovely song. God is our guide from field, from wave, from plough, from anvil, and from loom. We come our country's rights to save and seek of tyrant factions to raise a watch for liberty. We will be free. Oh, when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. Thousand Gobbies took an oath to be our nation's warders, swearing that they would enforce Sir Robert's Rules of Order, till Newport rose a million friends who rallied each supporter to join this flood of working men against Robert's Rules of Order. For when the rising tide has turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. On the steps of Parliament, John Frost stood proud and tall. A hush fell on this great event as he told them one and all. Depose the gentry and the crown, depose the House of Lords, or join the Queen in exile by Robert's Rules of Order. So Chartists, Luddites, Communists, recall each faithful martyr who died so you could have your new world Robert's Rules of Order. Are you ready? Shout it high, all in favor, you say aye. Favor! Aye! Favor! Aye! A mandate of the people cry. Favor! Aye! Favor! Aye! Hear the opposition sigh like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed, you say nay. Opposed! Nay! Opposed! Nay! The damn bill passed anyway. Change and bring to us our pure corrupted warder. In chains subdued and ill-abused, he's left with no supporters. Mobility's will can then proceed by our own rules of order. And we'll all cheer from country's sake when Robert's drawn in corner. For when the rising tide has turned in every London quarter, Parliament shall be reborn with Robert's Rules of Order.
Thank you very much.
How's everyone's CONvergence? Yeah, great. As Scott said, we are Bad September. We're really glad to be back here. It's been a minute, and we're just so happy. All right. As some of you might have noticed, the banners outside, all along the hallways, said this is our most dangerous show ever.
It's true!
Very dangerous. Many died in the making of this show. There was at one point we were going to do a death total per each song, but it proved to be unmanageable, as you will see later. All right. 15 parts saltpeter, 3 parts charcoal dust, combined with 2 parts brimstone for forces that combust. A taste of molten iron in rifled cannon curves, coursing through my veins as I try to steal my nerves. saber at my side. Imperial decree, we take into the air. 10,000 by 10,000 things expanding everywhere. This record box contains a special game of chance and cards. Breathing and becoming, who am I to say? Wonder what's forthcoming, onward come what may. Invigorating progress, this gathering of light. A radiance of fire illuminates the night. Burn up the imperfections, evaporate the tears. Dissolve all base of metal, remove all earthly fears. The overflows below you, they are not men but ants. Incendiary thunder, a circumstance of chance. Ascending plumes of smoke, I breathe into my lungs. To grasp the taste of sorrow, thy soul upon my tongue. Thank you. So that's a song about war, so there's, already the tally is quite high, as you can see. But let's add one more.
One more. Another song about war.
There's also love. There's also love. Yes.
From the skies and from the earth, great powers have receded. To fill the void that they have left, I must do what is needed. 1,000 miles to your door, detour to right and wrong. Take another day
Thank you very much. That's one more for Death Tally. Let's see what we can do in this next song.
You know what's really dangerous?
The sea.
The sea!
And all that is in it. Those last two songs were from a full-length CD called Second Opium Wars. That exists. You can get CDs. You can
It's
also
real.
stream it on all your favorite streamers.
It's a real thing, not just
Go to
theoretical.
Bandcamp, whatever you like. This one is from the album before that, Austria-Hungary, 1957.
I can't hear any bass in the board, but I'm hearing bass coming out.
Hoist the sails, we're eastern bound. Whoa. My true love waits upon the ground. Whoa. All right. 7 years I sailed across the sea. Clear blue water calling home to me. So down goes the shovel, up goes the coal into the boiler room. Down goes the shovel, up goes the coal into the boiler room. Sea crashing, pistons humming, roiling in tune. Down goes the shovel, up goes the coal into the boiler room. Go on, go on, go on, go on. By distant glowing stars, the voyage home is known. But incandescent hearts are beacons of their own, a brightly burning flame within this breast of steel, as crashing waves of longing break beneath my keel. So down goes the shovel, up goes the coal into the boiler room. Down goes the shovel, up goes the coal into the boiler room. See crashing gears humming, roiling in tune. Down goes the shovel, up goes the coal into the boiler room. Turbines turn us on wherever we may roam. But if engines fail, unfurl the sails, the four winds take us home. Onward, lads, the storm shall fill our sail. Press onward, lads, into that fearsome gale. The ocean flows, upon the deck we stand. The steel hull will not carry us to land. Red and morn, the sailors warn of dangers that we face. But even they cannot resist the pull of your embrace. The whisper of a kiss, drawing out my breath. At last, my love, I find myself within your sweet caress. Go on, go on, go on, go on. So down to the flames, up come the waves, into the boiler room. Down to the flames, up come the waves, into the boiler room. Fall to the waves, fall to the sky, my soul across the sea. One day, my love, one day, I shall come back to thee. Go on, go on, go Yeah, that's one more.
Those mermaids, man. They
Maybe
are
two
tricky.
more. That whole ship went down. How many people does it take to crew a ship?
That's a lot of dinners.
Yeah.
We should have basics. I wrote code before we start next song.
Oh, yeah.
I was concerned it's not making it to the recording.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear, or I can't see it coming through the PAs.
We want some bass.
I know we tested it earlier.
Yummy bass.
Oh, there it goes.
Couldn't feel that.
Yeah, it's in there. I just,
Oh, good.
I was trying to listen to it through headphones. I
Oh, yeah. No, thank you, because otherwise we're just going to put the recording on and play the bass along, and that's going to be awkward, really awkward.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Scott wouldn't mind. Yeah. And while we're at it, could I have a little more acoustic in this monitor, please?
Yes, you may. Let me just do that.
So, audience, 2 years ago, we played this song. This is a song that Keith wrote here at CONvergence. And in those
I
two...
didn't write it at Convergence.
You... Fair enough.
Good, so.
During soundcheck, he was scribbling it out, and we just happened to... in the intervening time, we've added a chorus, so we'd really love it if you guys jumped in on the chorus. It's not too hard to pick up, but we'll just giving you a heads up to look for that.
The easy part is sail on, O copper zephyr, sail on forevermore. You'll get it. Not yet. Comes in the next song. And the cool thing about Con, when we did this 2 years ago, somebody came up and said, because it didn't have the chorus, and so it'd be really cool if it had a chorus. You should have a chorus so you can all sing along. And I was like, yeah, okay. That's inspired by the SS Meteor, which is a whaleback freighter. It's a museum now up in Superior, Wisconsin. Get on up there and see it. It's the only one above water now. It's gorgeous. It's very strange.
Speaking of above water.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so this next song is about a guy who would love to see it sink so he can strip it. His name's Billy. Don't wear glasses. My head is fitted with brass. My heart is made of steel. You might think it cracks, but I don't get paid to feel. I'm a hard hat diver, baby, and I'm off for gold when I'm at the wheel. I know that no man is my better. I'm not what you call genteel. I don't follow the rules to the letter, but I know how to make a deal. I'm a hard hat diver, sister, and I'm off a gold when I'm at the wheel. Asunder and pay for 6 months of meals. I'm a hard diver, brother, and I'm gold when I'm at the wheel, at the wheel, at the wheel. Yeah, stay out of my way.
Now time for Bad September's most traditional song, Instrument Change.
Morning, that's an instrument change.
Yeah. Maybe an electrocution or something.
Ooh, so this next song was on the EP, right? On our first album, the 5-song set in Britain. And this is a song about another rebel not doing what dear leader says she should be doing.
We like her very much.
All right, a little faster than usual. Tell me, Minister Rand, how should a lady sit? Would a proper British comrade fam do it like this? Tell me, Minister Rand, how shall I spend my day? Shall I strive to craft a perfect piece to give it all away? Well, I may not have certified pay, but I know my work is mine. I sweat and I moan and I lay out my soul and I get better every time. Tell me, Minister Rand, the role that art should take. Shall we all lie back and think of you in service to the state? I'll tell you, Minister Rand, that's no way to live a life. Equality and fraternity don't keep me warm at night. Well, I may not have certified pay, but I know my work is mine. I sweat and I moan and I lay out my soul and I get better every time. You know who it's for? I don't do it for you. I don't do it for Zoom. I don't do it for them. I don't do it for him. But I'll sell it to you, and I'll sell it to her, and I'll sell it to them, and I'll sell it to him. And I'll know in ways that you never can just what I want. So tell me, Minister Rand, what a senseless path I'm on. How my private art ain't worth a damn when my nose can't prove you wrong. Thank you very much. I was supposed to introduce the band in the middle of that, but I just got a little bit into it. So, on the guitar and the viola, we've got Michael Borchert. On vocals and bass, we've got John Heimbuch. On guitars and the drums, we've got Keith Prusak. On drums and bass, we've got Rob Prusak. On the keys is Charlie Borchert.
And who the heck are you?
And I'm Elizabeth Borchert.
Excellent.
Very happy to be here. All right, new kind of danger. Old favorite, new singer, new key. Can we do it?
Feel free to dance and sing along.
Ooh. Yes, if you are feeling brave, you're welcome to dance or sing.
Room in the aisles, there's a bit of room in the ends.
They can dance like this forever, it's great. Ned was born in gold stars in his eyes and silver in his dreams. 10 marched down to the mill that sat beside the Rhine. They all said, don't waste your best days on bent knee to old men steam. He smiled and said, before you know it, this mill will all be mine. And the ashes fell for miles downriver, staining the fresh blanket of snow. In distant towns we gathered at windows, murmuring at the remarkable glow. 10 summers tending the beveled gears, covered with oil and fumes. Yet fair Mary would still seek him among the fuel cans and the grime. We both lived light, could buy a small farm far from the engine noise. He sighed and said, before you know it, this mill will all be mine. And the ashes fell for miles downriver, staining the fresh blanket of snow. In distant towns we gathered at windows, murmuring at the remarkable glow. Ned moved up to the office one autumn, the night his father died. Word was sent to call him home quick to see him one last time. But hand in hand we sat some in-gear yardage through his blurry eyes. He cried and said, before you know it, this mill will all be mine. And the ashes fell for miles downriver, staining the fresh blanket of snow. In distant towns we gathered at windows, murmuring at the remarkable glow. First Christmas, as owner Ned sent home each man and boy and child. For the first time in 100 years, the engine slowed and stopped. Alone with the silent machinery, Ned drew his best cigar. He smiled and dropped the empty fuel can and struck a match to life. And the ashes fell for miles downriver, staining the fresh blanket of snow. In distant towns we gathered at windows, murmuring at the remarkable glow. There'd be no more engines for airships or anchors for ships of the line. And to this day, all that remains is a bright treeless field on the banks of the Rhine. Okay, 3 parts now. You ready? 1, 2, 3. And the ashes fell for miles downriver, and stained the fresh blanket of snow. In distant towns we gathered at windows, murmuring at the remarkable glow. The remarkable glow. At the remarkable glow.
That would save lives.
One
Yeah,
oligarch,
yeah,
one
yeah.
factory. There was
But it still was dangerous. I mean, you got to admit, that's pretty dangerous. I want to commend the audience for dancing in the key of G.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, honestly.
You brought the right shoes. It was incredible. All right, this is a very, very, very new one about a very lonely lighthouse keeper. And he's taking priority stock of his life after he gets a certain letter in the mail. Stash it stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. Stash it stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. Named a drunken, lazy, loud, and the letter that you sent me. The stash it stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. I'll end my days aroused about with troubles galore to tempt me. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. I'm deep in debt, there is no doubt. I owe more than she lent me. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. I named a drunken, lazy, loud in a letter that she sent me. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. I named a drunken, lazy, loud in a letter that she sent me. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. And then my days roused about, troubles galore to tempt me. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. Stash of stout is almost out, but the whiskey's far from empty. Now we're getting really new.
These are the ones where we feel the danger. This is a song that we wrote in the last month. Yeah, so it's real fresh, so please forgive me. It's pretty fun though, I hope you enjoy. It's called Shoot the Moon. We built it higher, that hulking leaning tower to the sky. Heavens require our full human commitment justified. Impelling payloads, the coiled construction points past the horizon at a crossroads. The new target we have now set our eyes on. A blind magnetic rail can't see ambition fail. How do we shoot the moon? keep sinking as conduits of power go corrupt. Seductive thinking is leaving all our capital in flux. With money deeper funneled, we'll build a steeper tunnel. How do we shoot the moon? We've got to dig ourselves deeper. Dig ourselves deeper. To aim a little higher. Got to dig ourselves deeper, 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 deeper. How did we get here? With aim the Gaussian rifles form a dial toward the stratosphere. Retarget our Manhattan projectile. Test launch a fire. The problems we encounter infinite below the spire. The bottomless ambitions in the pits. Disaster underground leads us to double down. How do we shoot the moon? We've got to dig ourselves deeper. Got to dig ourselves deeper. To aim a little higher. Got to dig ourselves deeper, 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 deeper. Target feels remote by the day. Certain it won't ever go away. So we must ask ourselves again. How do we shoot the moon?
Hey, John, how's our time?
Let's check.
That John back there.
Oh, that John back there.
7:48. 10
Okay,
minutes.
cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
We can do the next two songs. I
Heck
see a hand
yeah.
raised. Is there a question, comment, or concern? I see a hand raised.
It looked at me funny.
We got to get there somehow. He's smiling because he's in love with the
All right, so this is a even fresher song.
Or a Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, you could say it. You wouldn't be wrong.
It's very rare.
So this is it's a little upbeat bit. So we're gonna teach you all this chorus, and it's really simple. It's really fun. So sing along when you catch on. All right. Cuts of meat, odie odie odie, meat so sweet. Cuts of meat, odie odie odie, meat so sweet. That's good. Cuts of meat, odie odie odie, meat so sweet. Cuts of meat, odie odie odie, meat so sweet. Right across the land with our big sky hook, reel up the winch and see what we took. Herds and flocks of animal luck, bring 'em to the deck of our arrow kill truck. Bison, bighorn, whiskey and moose, buck, walrus, dolphin and seal, pronghorn, turtle, grizzly and goose, squirrel, coyote and a bit of eel. Dog meat, light meat, ribeye, steak, rib eye, pork belly, tenderloin, flank, rank and shank and fillet and thigh and brisket and blubber and belly and haunch and ring and wing and tongue and lung and brain and rib and backbone and biscuit, all in cops and rump, ring and bone and ring and wing. sweet. Cuts of meat, cuts of meat. When you gonna have a fine meat this sweet? Well, you render it down into the vat, the muscle, the bone, the skin, the fat. Fuels our fire, flies us higher, gives us all that we require. But every morsel that we choose is another we shall lose. Embrace it now and never again. What will you do when the herd runs thin? Cuts of meat, cuts of meat. Oh, yori, meat so sweet. Cuts of meat, cuts of meat. When you gonna have a fine meat so sweet? Well, you are what you eat and you eat what you are. Everything goes to the abattoir. Hopes, desires, dreams and fears, you ride them for a million years. But even when you got it good, you just can't stop when you know you should. So brace the truth of what we do. Pursue, consume, consume, pursue. Cuts of meat, cuts of meat. Oh, the meat so sweet. Cuts of meat, cuts of meat. When you gonna have a fine meat this sweet? It's cuts of meat, cuts of meat. Oh, the meat so sweet. Cuts of meat, cuts of meat. When you gonna have a fine meat this sweet? This song has been a joke for 10 years,
That took a turn.
right?
Carnivore, not carnival.
Oh, yes, that's right, that's right. We used to play with all these carny rock bands, and I was like, well, you know what? What's the carniest of all? This is an ode to where we live.
I actually want to be in tune for this. Yeah, I actually want to be in tune for this one. Who are you people? Why are we here?
Where do I live?
What is this?
My beautiful house.
Someone buy that guy a beer.
This is not my beautiful life. This is not my beautiful house.
I need that string too. There we go. All right.
How did I get here?
Oh, I started this.
You sure?
Where are my pants?
Followed faded maps and dusty tracks of those who came before. On stars in darkened clearings and subtle trails on the forest floor. Left behind the grinding gears of hopeless mediocrity. To seek a way through these dark woods, and now you start to see. Walk out of the shadows with your head held high. You finally found where the forest meets the sky. Walk out of the shadows with your head held all seeds,
We are all seeds.
and we have grown roots.
We have no roots.
And this prairie's been growing for thousands of years. And sometimes we are warmed by the light of the sun, and sometimes we are drowned in a rainstorm of mud. But this field, it keeps growing, year after 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 year. Walk out of the shadows with your head held high. You finally found where the forest meets the sky. Walk out of the shadows with your head held high. You finally found where the forest meets the sky. We are back September. Thank you so much for coming out to see us at Harmonic CONvergence. A big thank you to our tech person, John. And thank you so much to all the people who programmed this space. Stick it around for our friend Scott Keever. Thank you.
Thank you very much.